Okay, so the term toxic masculinity is toxic AF. Let's talk about it. And as a reference point, I want to use this article in Oprah Daily from Jacob Tobia. In their article, they refer to the popularization of the term toxic masculinity as the greatest strategic blunder of the past decade. And I could not agree more. I'm going to give you 4 reasons to make the case why this term is such a problem. The first point, which Tobia makes in their article, is that there is no such thing as a toxic gender, and goes one step further to say that gender is in and of itself an abstraction. I don't believe masculinity or femininity can be positive or negative, toxic or non-toxic, because they are simply a neutral collection of traits. The second point they make is that this is a brutal and harmful term for boys and men to hear about themselves. We're saying, as Tobia puts it, that the sum of you is toxic. The very essence of you is toxic, and you can't be changed. I'll add 2 points on top of what Tobia lays out in their article. First item I'd add in for this, influencers and the algorithm, because the internet ruins everything. What happens when a term starts getting popular? Everybody rushes to use it. The term toxic masculinity is no different. Look what happens all over YouTube, all over the rest of the internet when that term got popular. Everybody had to make a video including it as part of their content. And as we all know, the internet is where nuance goes to die. The fourth reason we need to get away from this term is because the real problem isn't masculinity, it's the C of American manhood. Step into my office. We all have a culture that tells us what it means to be a man. It's what says do this, not that. And when we put the blame on culture instead of a gender identity, we can start to have a conversation about how we've constructed that and who's really to blame. Because then the problem isn't the male operating system, it's the individuals who've tried to install viruses on the male operating system. Ultimately, it's time for us to move beyond terms like toxic masculinity, positive masculinity, and healthy masculinity. They do nothing to change the problems facing our world. They do nothing to help boys and men. So what to do instead? Start talking about the culture, the sea of masculinity, or the sea of American manhood in which we're asked to swim, and start talking about the bad actors who are bastardizing this terminology to the harm and detriment of men everywhere.